I want to introduce myself. If you don't know who I am, you probably do if you were invited to this small workshop. But just in case, if we're meeting for the first time, I'm Magali. My last name is Pasha, and I am one of the founders of Coaching Institute, where I train coaches in activation method, energy coaching, relationship coaching, and group coaching. And I do this with my husband, Mark, who you just heard his voice for a moment. And I'm really excited today to be talking about how you can be your own energy coach and what energy coaching means. So what I mean by energy coaching today is you can give yourself healing at the energy level. And I'm going to be sharing with you a process that you can use anytime, taking you through a bunch of steps. And today you might want to be more, I don't know what you'll want. You can use this workshop in the way that best fits you and your needs today. You can listen to it from the mind level and learn things and take notes, and that's great. You can also, if you want to, you can go more internal and enjoy the process at that more inner level, that more energetic, spiritual level. Both can be happening simultaneously. I'm going to do my best to actually be teaching this from the learning level and from the heart level, experiencing it and guiding us through the process as well. This is different when doing this with a group than it would be when doing it with an individual, but I'll talk a little bit about that as we go through the process. One kind of interesting thing that Mark shared with me right before we started was that today is the Super Bowl. That shows how unsporty we are. I don't even know who's playing. And if you're, in two places kind of watching that and here, I hope it's all like good and that's okay. Hearing that today was a Super Bowl actually reminded me of one of the first, I think it was the second live training we ever did at Coaching Institute. We had no idea. We planned the live event for Super Bowl weekend. And so a bunch of the students were like hovered around a computer and we didn't know why. And it was because it was Super Bowl. So maybe that, it's just something about the anniversary of that is special for me. So let's go ahead and begin. I'm just going to share the slides now for a moment. And I'm going to share them big. Okay. So we're going to prepare ourselves for our own energy coaching healing. And I'm going to walk you through how to do that. But I also want you to take in sort of the steps of connecting with your creative mind, of creating a sacred space in your physical world right now in your room, connecting with your body, with your connection to earth, and we'll connect to guides, angels, energy archetypes, ancestors, whatever emotional helpers, whatever form of resources fits you, fits your beliefs and your traditions, because that's what's really important in energy coaching is that we're always working in the way that meets us in our life and in our spiritual path. So each of us has our own spiritual path. And as energy coaches, we always really respect and honor our client's spiritual path. I get to learn so much when I'm working with someone, whether they have a tradition or not, just about their experience, their belief system, and whether it's guiding meditation or doing coaching or, you know, talking to a friend or talking to oneself, we can really bring in that intention of honoring the individual. And by the individual today, that's you, your unique truth, your unique connections, your unique history. All of that is super important. And I'm going to tell you a little something before we go into this practice. I had a interesting thing happen this morning. Always the morning of an energy healing brings something a little special. So fortunately or unfortunately, I woke up at 3 a.m. and I did a long meditation. And then the rest of the morning, I kept having this sense of, and to explain to you the sense I was having, the feeling, sort of image all combined. I used to have a pet parrot. And if any of you have ever had a pet bird, when they're really getting cozy with you and they really trust you, they'll lift up their wing and they'll let you kind of pet the underside of their wing. And it's very soft, downy feathers. It's a very specific experience to pet a bird under their wing. It's just, you can feel like the feathers that haven't formed yet. You can feel their body and they often want you to massage them, and it's like it's a very connected, tender, sweet experience with a bird. And so that experience just kept replaying for me all morning. And I thought, well, that's curious. That's kind of interesting. I always use the word weird, kind of weird. And as I was with it, I thought, well, I'm preparing to help people connect with their creative mind. And this is a resource my creative mind is giving to me. I don't know how it might have, maybe it won't impact anyone who's I'm sharing this with, or maybe it will, or maybe it's just the atmosphere, the energy of that experience of petting my pet bird is somehow the energy of this kind of self-healing. And so I wanted to share that because it was so just persistent and sweet. And so if we all just imagine, in a sense, as we do this work today, that we're really caring for ourselves and trusting ourselves, just like that bird can trust a human by lifting its wing and allowing the human to stroke its under feathers. Okay. So when we sit down or stand up or lie down to do our own energy coaching, which is a form of healing, self-healing, we want to, the word that's often used is set the space. I might say create the space. So we will all have our own way to do that that works the best for us. Can can you guys share if you already have a way that you do that? And some of the forms of that might be singing, prayer, might be a visualization, might be burning a sacred scent to clear the space, might be imagining colors. So I go to the four corners of my room and I allow myself to make sounds. It's kind of like singing and to imagine something. So today in one corner, there was the shape of a tree. In another corner, there was a very vertical shape going up. In another corner, there was just sort of a wish to be present and open-hearted. And in another corner, I actually don't remember. But I went to each corner of the room and I allowed the the creative mind, you could say, or the subconscious, the intuition to flow into me with that setting of space. So right now, I'd like you just to imagine in the way that best suits you. Are there guardian angels you'd like to invite into your own sacred healing and into your space? Are there words of intention? And this would be a time, don't worry about learning this. Try just doing this just for a minute, setting your intentions, setting your space. Maybe you have emotional helpers. These could be feelings of appreciation for something in the world, appreciation for something very close to you in your room or in your home, out the window. something in nature. We can set our energy field through these emotions, just sensing into the atmosphere of the emotion and taking a deep breath, connecting with the body. As you breathe, just notice how would you like to breathe right now? And what does it feel like to imagine your breath? And as you imagine, you don't have to see it, you can just know it's there. Your breath, breathing in and breathing out, allows you to create a beautiful space around you. This could be a bubble of light, this could be in another shape or form, but all around you of safety, presence. Your guides, your angels, your archetypes are here are here to help you. Archetype energy might be the energy of love, of courage, of planning, of learning, any kind of archetype energy. And there may be emotional helpers that you want to call in, maybe behind you or next to you or in front of you. What emotions can you imagine as friends that are here right now to support you? And if none come to mind, see if the feeling of peace, tranquility, ease, comfort. Notice what it's like just to sense into that atmosphere, letting yourself go a little more into the space around you. And if a guide or an angel, an ancestor, some sort of support from non ordinary reality sort of presents itself in a feeling or a thought or an image, acknowledge, just acknowledge, thank. And it could be that you just want to bring a smile into your heart space, a smile to your physical face where you normally would smile, and then send that smile down into your heart and let that smile radiate through your body. And just allowing yourself to ground your energy with Mother Earth, feeling your seat, how you connect to your chair or your back if you're lying down, connecting to the floor or the bed. If you're standing, feeling your connection with the ground through the feet. And just imagine that you're sending your own beautiful root system down to Mother Earth. And Earth's energy is coming up into your body like a beautiful flowing light or river. And for just a moment, feel that exchange of energy. And so now you've prepared yourself for your own energy healing. You've become very resourceful. One more thing we'll do is just imagine a safe place in nature, a place you find wonderful, beautiful. Where would that be in nature? And just know that that's your place throughout this energy coaching, self healing. Notice what that place is. You don't have to think about it quickly. It might evolve. You might just get one word like water or forest, and then it'll slowly evolve. Or you might just let yourself right now create more of a sense of it. You can feel it. You can write down words about it. You don't have to see it. Of course, if you see it or hear it, that's beautiful too. Okay. So now, if your eyes were closed, let's open eyes and return to checking out the slides. And I'm just going to be going between these two channels of experience, doing the experience and then looking at this as a learning, as a way to prepare you to do this for yourself in the future too. So, one of the things that I wanted to point out that's really important is when we are working, whether it's with ourself as our own client or with someone else, it can take, and it often does take, at least a few sessions to get comfortable with this connection with resources. So, in a first session, the whole session might be about connecting with one's higher self, one's sort of soul being, soul truth, inner wisdom. A session might be about different types of intuition and sensing into different forms of sensing, like the visual, the auditory, the feelings, the knowing. Some people already sense energy, subtle energy. So we ease into this skill of using resources. It's not like, okay, we do that for 10 minutes. My client always knows how to do that. Boom. So if you're ever working with yourself as a client and it's difficult, it's really a good idea to reassure yourself this takes time. Sometimes it'll take weeks or months to easily feel different kinds of resources. But my guess is most people, when they imagine that place in nature, or it could be a place in one's home or one city or town that's really comforting, because that's in our real life. That's a real place. It's a little easier to imagine. So usually, now this isn't everyone. Some people might really know who their have a sense of who their non-ordinary reality resources are, like angels or protectors or a form of guardians, whether that's guides or ancestors. That might be a client of yours or your own reality, and that's perfect. And that might take longer to sense into and receive messages because it can feel a little other, right? It can, that word weird, it can feel a little weird. And we have to reassure ourselves that this is really good and be open to that. So another way we ease into connection is connection with our imagination, our creativity, and our creative mind, which is like the storehouse of all of our experiences through time, not just what we remember. So our conscious mind has certain memories that we remember, we work with in different ways in our life, these memories, these beliefs. And then our subconscious or creative mind, I prefer to call it, is present and real and available to us, but it's not in the same working way that our conscious mind and our ordinary reality is. And when we're working, especially like today's theme is transforming obstacles and learning um to create this kind of flow and movement with resistance. When we're working at this level, we're working with our creative mind and our body and our guides, and we're working in the area of mystery and unknown. So that's not about this mind. It's not about the thoughts we have. It's not about getting it or knowing it or doing it. It's actually about relaxing and releasing and allowing that unwinding, that healing and transformation to occur. So often one of the skills that we're mastering and helping clients master is a releasing of the doer, of the creator, the maker of things. Instead, it's like, okay, my body knows how to do this. My heart knows how to do this. I don't know here in my head or thoughts exactly what's happening. We usually don't even know what our obstacles are or what our resistance is, but we'll talk more about that. But in the healing of it, we trust the body, the breath, the imagination, the non ordinary reality to release and unwind what is stuck or blocked. And we're giving our conscious mind a break. We're also making it easy to find what our true current beliefs are, not operating from inherited beliefs or beliefs that are creating suffering in our life. And that's often what we'll find when we go deeper into the the effects of a block is there's usually some beliefs that are kind of friends with that block that are supporting it. So an obstacle or resistance, something that's tangled, you could say, or stuck, you can look at it as uh, the word that came today was bundle of energy that's protecting us. So almost always a block or a resistance is there because it doesn't want us on some level to be hurt. Now, that doesn't always help us because it might keep us from taking actions we want to take. It might keep us from speaking our truth, showing up for ourselves, taking care of ourselves. And these blocks, this resistance usually forms from a need for this protection that was born out of some kind of fear or threat or shock, some kind of conditioning that occurred. It might not even be to us, it might be something in the world or in our family that can create this kind of inner resistance. And how we know that the inner resistance is affecting us is we might even say, I'm blocked to this, or I procrastinate, or I'm scared of this. And we don't usually know very much about the block or resistance. That's like the blind spot we can't see in a car. We cannot see that, but we feel and know the outcome of it. I don't, and you fill it in. Usually people will have some action they're not taking because of that resistance. And so that could be I don't go out and meet people. I don't try for a job I like better. I don't go to school. I don't eat a certain way, exercise a certain way, whatever it is, that's the resistance might not be really named or understood, but the effects of it are well known to us. So if anything's coming to mind about those effects, write them down. Be kind to yourself. You're doing so good. You're getting to know this. And that's what this process of healing is about, is a deep friendship building with oneself. So I'm going to introduce something I've never talked about before that's kind of forming in me. And that is this idea that while in the world today, in the digital world, everyone has some kind of online signature presence. It might be social media, it might be images, whatever it is, usually most people have some way they're showing up online. Now that can be deleted. Your online presence, you could hire someone, I think you can anyways, that can go into all those different places online and delete that online you. The real you, the you that has been here since the day you were born, this you is never deleted, and no part of you ever gets deleted. And instead, we become friends with all of these experiences, energies, emotions, beliefs. And that is being our own energy coach. We are in a process of befriending at this very deep soul level everything about ourself. And it's in that friendship that transformation, trust of the creative mind, working with the body to release and unwind. It's in that friendship that it happens. So, right now, just take a deep breath and in that spirit of friendship, say hello to your body. And just honor your body for a moment. Honor that your body may be the part of you that does the transformation and the healing. And so, what nice thing can you say to your body right now? What nice thing can you say also to your creative mind? And just notice that. Notice that spirit of friendship in yourself, towards yourself. And just like we know the effects of a block through what we can't do, what we're resistant to, what we're afraid of, what we're pissed off at, we also know the benefits of this inner friendship and this healing through how we think, how we feel, how we move, how we breathe. So we're going to know about the effects of our healing work through how our body feels, new thoughts that come to us, new sensing, and we don't make that happen or force that to happen. It happens naturally. It's an unwinding, releasing process. But we put ourselves in the atmosphere of that, just the way we can put ourselves in the atmosphere of a healing emotion, just through the memories of that emotion, the things we think about when we think of that emotion. So if you think of the word peace, you can enter into the experience of peace just a little bit, the atmosphere of peace, a peaceful sky, a peaceful body of water, a peaceful quality in yourself. And you bring that frequency, that atmosphere of peace. This is the way healing works. There is that intention, that stepping into the atmosphere, but the effects, the expansion aren't pushed. It's the invitation is made. And it can be really helpful. And here you might want to close your eyes and feel into the part of you that where might be your body, it might be that place in nature that you feel really comfortable imagining. But it's our soul truth or our higher self that's always there in a loving way for us, wanting us to learn, to grow, to feel good, to be ourself. And as we practice being in connection with this inner reality, this inner knowing, inner truth, inner sensing, we build these resources of this connection with our higher self. And this makes it a lot easier for anything that's blocked to unwind, to heal, to transform. And our conscious mind doesn't need to know. Our everyday mind, the part of you that gets yourself to drive somewhere or clean up or take care of what you've got to take care of, doesn't have to understand the block for it to heal. But the creative mind will do that for you as you just invite the presence of your higher self and the experience of your helpers. And you could say, our role in it, our conscious mind role, is to be open and to keep reminding ourselves it's okay to imagine, it's okay to be like a kid and go on this adventure, to be curious. I'm worth it. I want to heal. I want to unwind or unblock. I want to take care of myself so anything that's being protected knows that it's safe. So right now, let's write some messages to ourselves. You can say these out loud, you can write them, you can just think about them, whatever works for you. So first, a message to your higher self. Just letting them know you're ready to receive their support in your own words. How would you message this to your higher self? Or you could call it your true self or your soul. It can be very simple words. It can be images. Another way you send a message to your higher self. And this message is about being ready to receive support. Now let's just feel into our bodies and find one place in the body that feels safe. One place in the body that feels supportive, where we're able to explore through our senses. And if nowhere feels safe in the body, which I understand sometimes bodies hurt and don't feel safe, and that's totally, totally okay. But usually we can find one fingertip or maybe the tip of our nose, or we can touch our cheek and that place can feel safe, or hold our own hands together. So if it feels comfortable for you, let yourself feel the touch of your two hands together. And say hello to your body, knowing that there's safety in your hands touching, or in the felt experience of somewhere else that feels good and safe today in the body. And just allowing again your guides, your angels, your non ordinary reality support team, inviting them to surround you, to whisper in your ear. Maybe you have a message for them. Could be a request, an acknowledgement, a gratitude. You're doing so great with this. So now just asking yourself, without knowing what my block is, I would like to know what it is preventing me from experiencing. So, what you're saying to yourself on the inside now is, I don't have to know what my block is. I just need to know what I'm wanting to experience more of. It could be a feeling, it could be some kind of task, some kind of thought. What are you wanting to experience more of? And write down your answer. It could come in a picture, a feeling, a skill, a learning, might be a relationship, a task, a thought. So you're just knowing, what does one of my blocks prevent me from doing, or knowing, or feeling, or wondering. And just write that down for yourself. And remember, this is a process you're learning, and you'll be able to do it again. And each time you do it, it might be a little different because you're different every day too. I'm just taking a little time as you write, making sure you get something down on the paper that you're working with, or in your heart, knowing what that is that you'd like to do more of. And when you have that, you're doing so well. Now we're going to go on a little journey together. And again, you can do this at whatever level feels right today. And just in your own way, holding that knowing about what you'd like to do more. And in holding that knowing of what you'd like to do more, the resistance to that, or the obstacle that's there, without you having to name it or feel it or anything like that, you don't have to go very close to the obstacle for it to heal, actually. Instead, we're going to just work on receiving healing that will allow us to do what we want to do. So we'll just begin, and you'll go at the level that feels right. So let's just start by imagining our place in nature, and imagining there's something in that wonderful natural landscape that we love. We don't have to see it. We can just know it with words, or we can feel it or hear it. But knowing there's some form of nature that gives to us in that place. And it works on helping that block in some way. We don't need to know exactly how. We just allow our imagination of this place in nature to give us one quality that's helpful. And this could be a quality of one of the elements, like beautiful sound of rain. This could be anything at all that you think of or feel about or imagine from your really wonderful place in nature. And just see what it's like to stay with that message from your creative mind. And if it's comfortable, bring that into your body with your breath. It could be a form of light or wind, a sound in nature, a color, an animal, whatever it is that comes to you is perfect. And you're allowed to think, remember? It might come in the form of a thought. You might get a lot of things or just one, but just take your time. And if it's comfortable, invite it around you or in your body as a healing, supportive resource that helps anything that's resisting or not allowing you to have movement or space to really be truly yourself, to do what it is that you'd like to do more of. Allowing that to come in as that resource. And if a word starts to play in your mind, if that word is helpful, then allow it. Like I just got the word space. Just let space in. Let space in. So if there's anything that comes to you like that, it could be let the river flow, let movement open, let the sound soothe, let the light dance, whatever shows up, or one of my words if they help you. And taking your time to breathe now and bring that imagining into anywhere in the body that has any tension or stuckness. Letting the body do the healing. The mind doesn't have to know anything, not even the imagination. Now we're just going to let the body move and feel and breathe if it feels good to breathe. Now, don't hold your breath, but you don't have to do any exaggerated breathing. Sometimes it's just rubbing the hands together, is what the body wants to do, or turning a little side to side. Sometimes you want to get up and do a big stretch or a dance or a yawn or a sneeze. I'm letting myself move quite a bit as I lead you because it's just feeling right to let the body do its work. The body is doing the transforming without the mind getting too involved. My body knows. What can you say in support of your body? My body knows, and my body can support me. Just like my imagination, just like the place in nature. And as you connect with any of your resources, it could be a guide whispers to you or shows you something. It could be your body moving, your breath flowing. It could be that one or several things from nature supporting you. But as you do this transformative journey, there's more of something right now in your reality. There's something that might be an unfolding, an untangling, a lifting, an uplift, a smile. And just notice what that is. And if images or feelings come to you, sounds of that unwinding, that transformation. Maybe you say to yourself, show me what transformation is for me. And you ask your true self, your soul self, show me what transformation is right now. And it might be quite delicate. And it could come in words, it could come in any of the sensory experiences. And in this inner friendship, just feeling or speaking to anything that still holds tension or resistance, and just saying something really kind to yourself. What could be really kind? I support you. I honor you. I thank you for your protection. I hold you in the highest regard as my friend. I want to learn. Thank you for taking care of me. Whatever we say that is really tender, really sweet to ourselves, this works like warmth that can just melt snow, melt butter, and just feel that warmth of anything that comes to you, that soothing quality of warmth. Or for you, it might be coolness. And see what it's like now to yawn or sigh or shake. I like a long exhale while I shake my hands and my head. And just in this shaking or twisting or flicking of the fingers, think about releasing. I release any stickiness or whatever it is that you wish to release. Tension, something that feels too solid or anything at all, just allowing that quickness of releasing. I'm snapping my fingers. I never do that, but here I'm in a self-healing, so I do what my body does. And any emotion that arises when there's releasing, that's good. That's perfect. Could be laughter, it could be tears, it could be shaking, it could be yawning. It's all good. And with the body releasing, there can be beliefs releasing. I need to be one way. I need to let go. Maybe I don't need to let go. I just need to be a friend. What shows up? Does anything show up as a belief that is evolving right now? Just noticing how your beliefs evolve with you. Your body works with you. And maybe there's a belief that you want to write down. This might be kind of like an insight connected to what you want more of and connected to your transforming within yourself. Maybe no belief comes and that's perfect. Maybe it's something, a feeling in the heart or an image or a sense of that inner friendship. There's no one way, there's just your way, and that's perfect today. So now let's just take some nice, really, whatever feels comfortable to you as you breathe, breathing in and breathing out. And just now allowing your guides and support system, whether you know them or you don't know them, just setting that intention, that atmosphere. May what is in non ordinary reality that is here to protect me and love me and help me. I allow. And that's what I'm saying. See what your words are and honor yourself. This is your own energy healing, your own energy coaching. So you say to your guides, your angels, your support team, what you wish to say or feel to allow them to give to you. And just keep up with your steady breathing. It can be nice for your exhale to be a little longer than your inhale. That's very soothing. You might want to rock a little or move your hands as you allow non-ordinary reality to help you fill with beautiful energy, help you fill with a healing vibration of a particular image or feeling or word. Is there a word you would like to fill up with? A beautiful healing word? Could be a word like balance or flow, joy, love. All these words have a vibration, and your non ordinary reality support team will help you fill with that vibration. They'll also keep offering you healing as you fill with that vibration. And if you wish, you can open your eyes as I talk a little bit more about going back to your sacred space, or you can keep feeling it. It's up to you. You do this at the level that is right and comfortable for yourself today. So, if you wish to keep going with the journey, just imagine that sacred space in nature and imagine the quality of the air, the light. What is your support team doing there? And invite them into that sacred space in nature. Feel it. Maybe it's the feeling of being in the trees and being with your beautiful emotional helpers in the trees, or with the scents, with the sounds of your place in nature. And I'll let your body feel it. Now you're continuing in this wonderful place in nature to fill up with resources. And in the filling up with resources, any energy that's left over from your work today, your inner work, it gets taken care of. And your healing goes to every time, not every time zone, but every time you've ever existed in. All timelines get this healing. Future you, past you, multiple yous, whatever it is. All of you is welcome. Every part of you, the shocked parts, the blissful parts, they're all welcome. And if that feels challenging, then just welcome the you right now in this reality. You don't have to go to all the realities. You do what works for you. Me today, me this morning, me this evening, me when I sleep. Just really loving yourself now. And just like I started today telling you about my parrot that would let me pet her under her wing, and it was so sweet and tender. Just imagining a way that you let yourself take care of yourself in that way. The energy of that is very tender and giving. Let's just take a few deep breaths with that inner friendship. And as you breathe, feeling into the earth under you, the stability of your legs, your seat, imagining your tree roots going out and down into Mother Earth, and allowing Earth's light to fill you with light. And as you feel that filling up with light, imagine that light all around you as well. And thank your angels, thank that place in nature, thank your guides, your imagination, your mind, your creative mind, all of your senses. And at whatever way, whatever form your own healing took today, just take a moment to bow to yourself. You are your own healer, your own coach, your own friend, your own spiritual friend on your path. And take a moment to, when you open your eyes, just to know that you're present. Look around the room. You might want to notice colors in your room, notice shapes. Do you see some circles? I'm sure you see at least a rectangle or a square of the computer. How many colors do you see right now? This helps us come back in a very safe way to ordinary reality when we've been on a journey. And sometimes I also like to tap the fingers together or pat the heart, give yourself a hug. And you can take some notes about your experience that you'll revisit later on. So we did quite a lot. And I'm sure each of us had our own experience. I was surprised that while I was leading that, I was also receiving healing, which was really cool. I kind of wasn't expecting that to happen. And I wasn't expecting to be on camera like yawning and stretching. But the it's it's pretty interesting that if we're really, I don't know how to say this. If we believe in this stuff, it's not like we turn off our own healing because we're coaching or we're leading a group. You know, it just happens when it happens is my motto, but of course we can kind of be more present for the group than for ourselves. And I don't want you to think that I was just going on my own little journey there. I was really aware of the steps and being with you guys, but I was surprised that I got so much out of it myself. So any shares or questions? And I am going to share this workshop with anyone, who thinks, well, I'd like to go through that again in terms of the steps. And I see an energy coach has raised her hand. Anna Charlotte, hi. I asked to unmute. Did you get that? Great.
Yay, I saw it.
Hi.
Hi,
How
that was absolutely delicious. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
That was so wonderful. It was about speaking in groups and on stage. And what was interesting was I got this picture, the trees and the bushes, and they were the animals, they were kind of gathering in front of me, and they
Yeah.
all had different faces.
Oh, I love
and
that.
and so they were listening, and and they gathered together and wanted to listen what I would like to talk to them about. And the words were joyful sharing.
Mm.
And then it was my hands were kind of moving like a conductor.
Uh-huh.
It was really interesting. And then the birds, they sang their song to me, and the notes came out of their beaks. And what I got was nature and all the elements are really supporting and nourishing my being.
Yeah. Yeah. That's wonderful.
And then
And
the one image, sorry to interrupt, was that this sun and all the different rays are connecting with all parts of me, no matter where I am in creation. And that was so amazing, so wonderful. I just loved it.
I love that. And I'm wondering if I'm guessing it does make sense to you, but I'm wondering if you could speak to the way probably some resistance or block was being healed, even if you didn't know intellectually what it was.
It's about speaking, and I have gotten so much better. But
Uh-huh.
I was to speak in our little HOA here. That's a community, and I felt still this little twinge in my solar plexus.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I thought, isn't that interesting? It's still there. There's still something there. there was no clenching, no nothing. There was just this slight movement there.
Yeah.
It was interesting that this came up today and how the images really supported me and the nature, and I really felt all the elements were there, the different elements.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And so if you were, I just want to share, I know you know this, but I want to share with the group for those who don't know very much about energy coaching. If we were in a client session and you shared that with me about the body giving you that sensation in your solar plexus, then we would explore that more, right? And maybe we would do that next time. So it's just beautiful how the body can speak with these messages without even in a group setting, because in a group versus with an individual, I don't want to focus on the block or the resistance, even though I want to heal it. That's why the focus is so much on bringing in the resources.
Well, what I wanted to share is also that while this was happening, I was aware of it and I started breathing into it. And so that really helped to kind of soften it. And
Yeah.
so from my heart, I put energy from my heart into this space and started breathing this into this space. So, but it's interesting that this came up today. So
Yeah. Oh, thank you for sharing. That's beautiful. And
thank
also you so clearly don't have a lot of fear about that, about going in. And that's one of the things people learn over time is like, oh, okay, my body is showing me this tension. I can go there. I can give to it. It's a really loving and you're just thank you for sharing. It's such a great example of mastering that. So thank you, Anna Charlotte. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody can do it. We just have to allow and to open up.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Mm.
Oh, that was wonderful. So, anyone feel that some of this is difficult or they're kind of have I don't know, for years I had a very strong um voice with me saying, "Is this stuff real? Is this really happening?" And I would go from having great mystical experiences to total doubt. And that's okay. I think that's part of the process, but I'm never worried about a client sharing that or a student sharing that. I think that's really part of the process of befriending ourselves at all levels is hearing the doubt, allowing it to talk, being in friendship with it. So, Frederica, hi.
Hi, Magali. It's
Good to
nice
see
to see
you.
you again.
Yes.
It was wonderful for me. I was getting deeply inside. At the same time, I didn't want to miss something written on the screenshot.
Mm-hmm.
And but in the same time, I got deeply again inside, and I could see my helping healing angels and a beautiful tree and a beautiful seaside, and I was just feeling like healthy and healing
That's wonderful.
and
Oh,
and a very warm heart getting warmer and warmer, and it was beautiful. Thank you very much.
oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing. And I love seeing you with all those books behind you. It's like all the resources of those books are here with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I have more. As you
More.
can see.
Wow. Wow.
And more.
Uh, oh, that is beautiful. I love that.
Yeah. That's my biggest love, to read and to learn.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing. It's so good to see you.
Thank
And
you.
and yeah, and there's some more hands up. Yay, Felicia, hi.
So,
And sorry guys if I freeze. I don't know what happened before with the internet. Hi, Felicia.
hi. So that was great. What the thing that I was working on healing was I've been trying to lose weight because I feel like I'm more beautiful when I'm smaller.
Mhm.
And what I was working on healing was um, believing that I'm beautiful now. Even with the extra weight, even with the double chin, even with the um, imperfections,
Yeah.
and I actually have that feeling inside of my heart
Oh.
that I am beautiful. I'm beautiful now. It's not that I'm ugly now, and I'm not going to be pretty again until I lose the weight. I'm beautiful now. I still have the same face. I still look the same.
Yeah.
It's just bigger. Um,
Aw.
and so afterwards, my stomach started actually growling during the session. I went to Whole Foods yesterday and bought some healthier things because I'm trying to eat healthier. But I
Yeah.
went and got my spinach pesto pasta salad and finished eating that right afterwards. And
Oh, good.
it actually tasted really, really yummy. When I ate some this morning, it didn't taste good. It tasted kind of nasty. So so I noticed that it was yummier. So I feel like that accepting that, I am beautiful now. There's a whole lot of other things that come along with it, like actually enjoying healthy food.
Yeah.
Uh, so just want to share that. And I
Oh,
had
that you are so beautiful, and that is such a wonderful share because, have you ever noticed that after you enter a kind of healing frequency, things look different? Like I've noticed, like I'll look at a tree outside and suddenly it looks like the most beautiful tree. And I love hearing that the food tasted different.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that's like great evidence that like you were really in that frequency. Something was unwinding there.
yeah.
And yeah. And you're getting a lot of love in the chat. Everyone's saying appreciating you. So all right, thank you for sharing. Yeah, and it's
Thank
so
you.
important. And this like, you know, I'm sure many of you can relate to what Felicia's saying in some way. Some part of us that we've been trying to make different in some way. And if we can love ourselves like Felicia's saying, like love the beauty right now, it it really shifts us right into that place of that inner friendship, where then I think whatever it is that we're wanting to do more of will happen. Uh-oh, I have no idea why a whiteboard is appearing on the screen. Sorry, guys, no whiteboard right now. Okay, I'm gonna go to Adrian. Hi, Adrian.
Hi, Maggie Lee. Yeah, for me, yeah, it was interesting. I've been a long time. I meditated. I was an athlete, so
Yeah.
I sort of used that anxiety, performance anxiety was always sort of something I tried to get rid of, and I would say unsuccessfully in some ways. So, what you said about that, being an athlete at the highest level, like I was, the conscious mind is very active. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll take care of that. Or so when you said that you can have a healing experience without even knowing about it or without conscious um, sort of having the conscious mind be in charge of that process
Mhm.
was, yes, probably something I knew because I'm in touch with my body. But I feel like there's a block within me, especially as a doer and having
Mhm.
had a level of success as an athlete and now trying to reinvent myself. Some old stuff is definitely yeah, surfacing. So yeah,
Yeah.
being able to let go and befriending that part which feels a little bit weaker within me
Mhm.
is a real challenge for the conscious mind.
Yeah.
If
How
that,
does the body react to that though? Does the body like it or?
uh, like I do, I've always pushed my body. Like I do a
Mm,
cold plunge. I go into the river here.
mhm, mhm.
Um,
You do a
no,
real cold plunge, not
yeah,
like the
real,
pretend ones we do
no,
here in the
no.
bathtub. I love that in the river.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's quite exhilarating, and I get on my bike in shorts, and it's pretty cold. Like right now, it's a little bit milder, but it gets to zero. So, um, yeah, I think there's a part that I just have to sort of surrender to, trusting that, something's taking place, and sort of inviting that, inviting a release, a letting
Mhm.
go without, completely understanding it, without,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, so yeah, I do feel energy. I definitely do. Part of me goes, is this really real? Like you said,
Yeah.
still that story going on, but I feel I'm being called more and more to it. So that's probably why I'm on this call this late here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You
yeah,
know, it's so interesting what you said though about the kind of extremes you'll put your body in. There must be a trust that then the body is going to react with greater health because of that.
that I have no issue with my
Yeah.
immune system. I feel I can handle pretty well anything. When it comes to other things, then I'd
Yeah.
love to have that level of trust and relationship in, my ability to create, to experience prosperity, even when, there's probably less than I used to have. So
Yeah.
those things I would definitely love to build, that level of trust, of knowing that, it's on its way, or that I can just relax and enjoy the experience, the relearning, the
Mhm.
yeah, the part of yeah.
And I'm just so what I feel like you've really honed in on kind of the sweet spot there of what something in you is saying I need and want to trust, and then you fill in. And I'm just wondering when you are an athlete now or in the past and do you ever enter a flow state in that activity?
I do get, I think that's what allows me to do some extreme things, but
Yeah.
because of the anxiety, when I performed, I definitely, I mean, that's kind of my niche also,
Uh,
is you know, trusting, being more involved in the process versus looking at the outcome.
right.
I was so focused on the outcome, so the outcome will always be an uncertainty, and it sort of activates, worry,
Right.
overthinking. And
Right.
so flow is actually a disconnection from your your ego, your conscious self. That gets
Right.
turned off. And I love entering that. And when I played and I did enter that state, I was like, I mean, you know, 5 times more productive, a
Right.
different level of
Right.
performance.
Right.
Um, yeah,
So
trying to reach.
if we were to go to the next step in just to give everyone as an example and to give you an energy coaching, I would want to, and we don't have time here obviously, but I would want to go into a conversation with you about those moments of flow, really remembering them, really feeling into them, and how they're still alive today in some way, how that's still happening. And so I would just want to get to know that state if you wanted to. If you were my client and wanted to, then we would probably go in that direction a little. And I just wanted to give as an example how your very truthful sharing leads naturally to the coach. If I were the coach in this case, going, oh, okay, I'm curious about this, I'll test it out. And then the feedback will kind of guide what's next after this kind of journey.
Mm, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, because if I get into flow, I forget about the result. But
Yeah.
when I
And
was
you heal in flow.
uh-huh.
So
Mm,
not only do you get more productive, but a lot of tensions and disbelief gets healed, and then new beliefs can grow out of that flow.
mm.
So we can
I'm
look for what the beliefs are in flow state. Maybe that's your
okay.
homework.
That's my what?
That's your
Yeah.
homework. You want some
Wow.
homework?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Healing in flow state. That would be a real
Yeah.
nice
And what
niche.
beliefs, if there are there any empowering beliefs in you that can be born out of just remembering flow state?
Mm.
What you know to be really true. That's what I mean by an empowering belief.
I had it often as a kid, so I didn't know whether I was going to get to that highest level, and I just I just got into flow a lot
I
as a
love
kid.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, it's so good
Yeah.
talking to you, Adrian.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Likewise.
sharing.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, Bernadette, hi.
Second. Okay. Okay. So I would like to share with me because I really like meditation, because for me, meditation is something that I can do, and then it's easy for me because all I have to do is just say it back to my client what they just said me. And based on my experience, when someone do that to me, it's like it makes sense. I see it is like looking at a mirror that I could see myself better. So I want to do the same. Now I am experimenting when I'm leading a family prayer of a loved ones that already passed away. And
Mhm.
I said, because we Catholic, when we pray, we just say the rosary and that's it. And I feel like there's no connection. So now what I do when I'm leading a prayer is that I do a meditation, a small meditation before we start the prayer, that let's close our eyes and think of the Holy Spirit to be with us. And at the same time, think of the person. And before we start the prayer, I ask them for one positive traits about, let's say the name of the person we're praying is Bernadette and starts with letter B. So B as in brave. So something that if I found the person who passed away is brave, and then do you think you're also brave? You make that connection. So if you were to use the brave, we'll pray for that person, and we either thank them for being brave and also ask them to be, I also want to be as brave as like you guys. It's something like that. So to make the prayer really
Yeah.
exciting, not just simply praying the rosary. Oh, the rose is just
I
repeating.
love that you're doing this. This is so beautiful. And so you're really helping them make that heart connection with the person who has passed
Yeah,
while keeping it within your faith and your tradition.
yeah.
Just adding that heart connection. That is, that made my day to hear that, Bernadette.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Oh, thank
Thank
you.
you so
Okay.
much. And you're an energy coach.
Yeah.
And this is one of the ways you've honored your tradition, your
Mhm.
faith,
Yes.
right?
Okay, good. Oh, thank you.
Is that, I
That's
mean, would you
nice.
say that? That's how I take it. So it makes me very happy.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
glad to hear that from you because
Yeah.
I'm just experimenting. It's just like whatever I am learning. And then I saw that way to make the prayer in order to invite everyone to attend to the prayer, because it's not just simply repetition of what's said. Now they're connecting and using the prayer as a way to talk to whoever. So then at the end, while we're praying at the end, I ask them, okay, I give them the space, just like what we're doing in meditation.
Mm-hmm.
I ask them, okay, this is your turn to talk to your loved ones. This will give you the space that while the Holy Spirit, while Jesus Christ is with us, and here is your opportunity. You can say it out loud if you want to, just like you said, just like what I've learned from you. You can say it out loud or you just keep it to yourself. And then
That's
at the end,
beautiful.
I ask them, what do you feel? And I feel good when someone cry because I feel like I gave them the opportunity to heal themselves.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that's
I
what
love this. I'm so happy you're doing this work. That is so profound and important. And I think on the energy level, what I'm hearing is that you're inviting them into a deeper sacred experience
Mhm.
and that connection, not only with the loved one, but with their own soul and the Holy Spirit with them. And you're doing this with a group of people.
Yes. And also at the
Wow.
same time, so
Wow.
these little kids will learn how to pray and at the same time to honor their parents, because that's the
Mm,
fourth commandment, honor your father and mother, that
mm.
they have to come back. Wherever they come, they have to come back from their source. And in order for them to understand themselves, because healing, we have to know who you are, where you are, why you do what you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
I
from there, we
thank you
start from
for
there.
sharing. I really value you sharing this, and we might not understand all the details of the practice, but I get the sense of it and the way you're
Yeah.
approaching this with these connections. I wanted to ask you a question. I'm putting you on the spot
Yes.
here, but
Yeah.
did you feel, because you went through energy coaching,
Yes. Yes.
did you feel that there was enough space for your Catholic
Yeah.
religion in the process of becoming an energy coach?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, you did. Okay, good,
Yeah,
good. I'm
thank
glad
you.
you said yes. You could have said
Thank you.
no, and that would have been okay too. But I'm so glad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I do not want to be like others people. Okay, this is like the Bible. I don't want, whatever the Bible said, it's like I would rather internalize. I would say I would rather practice it. I would rather do it rather than saying it, because there's
Uh-huh.
a lot of people who say about the Bible, I know this about the Bible, but when you look at them, they're not practicing it. I would
Yeah.
rather not talk about it, but I'm doing it.
Yeah,
It is
that's
like what you
wonderful.
said, the universal truth. I
Yeah.
would rather be the sample, be the guide of the universal truth rather than just simply talking about it. I would be the guide, the example. I lead by example, I should say.
Beautiful. Yes. Oh, thank you for sharing so much. And I think we all appreciate you a lot. So thank
Thank
you
you
for
very much.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so I guess I should say a couple words about energy coaching because we are opening for enrollment, and that is something some of you guys might have some questions about. So in this enrollment that is open now for a couple of weeks, we'll be starting live classes in March. And this class of energy coaches are going to receive 5 different forms or paths of energy coaching in one program. I'll be sending you a lot more details, and you can go to energycoach.net to learn more. But if you are interested in joining the program, there's going to be 5 different certifications in one. We like to do that at Coaching Institute. And so you become a chakra inner healing coach, you become an energy and spiritual coach, a 21 journeys teacher, a meditation teacher using this form of activation method meditation, and also the retreat leader training. So you can give retreats in your area. Because what I find is that when people step into this path, this job, career, but it's more than that, right? It's really a spiritual path of being an energy coach. It's a combination often for many people, it doesn't have to be, but it often works really well by being both an individual coach and a group leader. So I want to give you enough channels to be able to reach people at that group level and also be able to work very deeply at the individual level. And there's always going to be some questions about live and prices. So I'll just give you the real quick version right now. And I'd love you to learn more at energycoach.net. But the tuition is $2,995 for all 5 paths. And there's also a payment plan, much smaller amount every month. And we start in March, beginning of March, and there are 12 live weeks of class. The programs are also online, so you don't have to come to the live. If you can't come during these 12 weeks, you can come to the next 12 weeks. And you also receive marketing training and you learn how to enroll new clients and how to the whole way of making it not only a spiritual path, but also a successful business, because that's really important as well. And of course, your own healing. So this topic of becoming your own energy coach is really relevant because I think we all do that when we become a healer or a coach to others. It's important that we're there for ourselves, befriending ourselves, working with ourselves. And so the whole program with me is a big part of it is your own transformation and your own healing. So you can practice all the strategies with yourself. And I'll be sending you more emails about it with the all kinds of information, like all the different strategy session names and all that stuff. Some of you guys know me really well, and some of you are in the program. Some of you were just meeting for the first time. So everyone's welcome to write to me personally at support@coachinginstitute.com and just say attention Magali if you have any questions. And please go to energycoach.net to learn more. And I can't wait till next time we're together, which for some of you might be tomorrow morning in meditation group. So thank you. If you were between this and the Super Bowl, thank you for doing this healing with yourself today. And I will be sending out a recording too to everybody. Okay, let's thank each other and just take a moment to ground our energy and feel the support of our own higher self and also the group. And just knowing that we're all here in this together. Okay, be well, everybody. Talk soon. Take care. If you're going to sleep, good night. Have a good rest or good morning. Bye-bye.